So my phone is stupid, and it cut out 30 seconds of me actually giving the speech, so I'm going to tell you what I said. That's why there's a change of scenery. How many times a day do you think you look at your cell phone? Well, studies show that most people look at their cell phone at least 150 times a day. The world is changing, and technology is rapidly advancing. And the technology that probably affects us most directly is our phones, specifically our smartphones. They've changed life in many ways, and unfortunately, they're not all as good as they appear. Smartphones are a bad addition to society. I asked all of you how many of you had a smartphone, and every single one of you that I talked to said yes. Whether you got it a month ago or back when you were 13, every single one of you said yes. And they're very helpful, and most of you probably can't imagine life without one, but you'd actually be better off. Today, I will first explain the physical health risks associated with smartphone use, the mental health risks, and then the effects on society and safety. First and foremost, smartphones are physically bad for our bodies. Many people have tried to convince me that smartphones are really good, especially for athletes, because you can do things like log your diet and your exercise. As well as basic things like that, the Eureka Alert article published in 2014 by the American Association for the Advancement of Science says that frequent touchscreen use can actually increase your brain activity whenever your fingertips touch anything. However, if you look at the damage done, it far outweighs these simple positive aspects. Most importantly, it's damaging your spine. When you look down at your cell phone, you put 60 pounds of pressure on your spine. That's 4 bowling balls. According to Kenneth Hansraj, in an article published in 2014 in the journal Surgical Technology International, as the head tilts forward, the force seen by the neck surges to 27 pounds at 15 degrees, 40 pounds at 30 degrees, 49 pounds at 45 degrees, and at 60 degrees, 60 pounds of pressure. And this can lead to serious wear and tear and eventually possible surgeries. In addition to this, it's very bad for your eyes. Many of you have probably heard that looking at lighted screens can affect your sleep, and this is very true. Certain wavelengths of light, specifically those found in your smartphone screens, can suppress the sleep-inducing hormone called melatonin. In the 2013 International Bedroom Poll taken by the National Sleep Foundation, half the participants in the US, Canada, and the UK said that they use a device such as a laptop or a smartphone within a half an hour of going to sleep. And when less melatonin is produced, you're at a significantly higher risk for cancer, specifically breast cancer and prostate cancer. As well as this, it's been linked to causing vision damage. It's been shown to cause things like macular degeneration and cataracts. So every time you use your phone, you have to consider that you're hurting your body and your mind as well. Smartphones are damaging our mental stability. In a study by James Roberts, Chris Pullig, and Chris Manolis, published in 2015 in the journal called Personality and Individual Differences, people who use smartphones are more prone to emotional instability, introversion, and materialism, as well as it's been proven to reduce your ability to focus. And it doesn't end there. Teens who use social media are far more prone to narcissism and aggressive tendencies. So most of you said that a positive effect of your smartphone was that it allowed you to connect socially. But this social connection is far more damaging than you think. The constant connection has been shown to increase levels of stress and anxiety. According to the British psychologist Richard Balding and his research presented at the British Psychology Society conference in 2012 and recorded in an article published by anxiety.org, smartphone users that have their phones for social reasons instead of business reasons have significantly higher levels of stress. Our mental health should be a primary concern, and smartphones are threatening this. And I will now explain the effect that this is having on society. To be blunt, phones are ruining relationships and putting us in danger. While some may say that smartphones made things like long-distance relationships easier, the effect on couples who are not separated by distance is actually quite negative. In fact, the negative effect that cell phones are having on couples has become so great that there's even a term for a phone distracting a person from their significant other. It's called phubbing, or partner phone snubbing. In a 2015 study by researchers from Baylor University's Hank Amar School of Business, on the Baylor University website, 46.3% of the people surveyed said that they had been fucked by their partner. 22.6% said this had very negative effects on their relationship. And 36.6% said it led to them feeling depressed at times. In addition to this, one of the other positive things that you guys told me when I asked for positive effects that your smartphone has had on you was the addition of GPS at your fingertips. While this may seem convenient and unflawed, it's actually extremely dangerous. According to Art Shahani, in an article on the NPR website published September 15th in 2015, cyberstalking is now a standard part of domestic abuse in the U.S. When the NPR surveyed 72 shelters that help domestic abuse victims, 85% of them were helping people whose abusers had used their phone GPS to track them. 54% of the shelters asked these victims to disable their GPS for their own safety. But even if you disable the GPS, there are several very easy to use apps that can be put on a person's phone. For example, mSpy is an app that only takes a few minutes to install. It's practically undetectable, and it can be used as a tracking device, and it can even be used to listen to phone calls. So it may seem like a great thing to never be lost or to be able to cultivate relationships from afar, but you could be really hurting your peers or putting yourself in danger. So today, we talked about the harmful effects smartphones have on us physically, mentally, and how it is affecting us as members of society. People joke about us turning into a generation of zombies, and many of you actually admitted that smartphones have had more negative impacts on your life than positive. Yet you all still sit here with your phone in your pocket in your bag. You recognize the negative impacts, yet you choose to ignore them. You now know that there are many very real, very harmful physical, mental, and social effects on your life. If you're not ready to completely give up your smartphone, I ask that you at least try to put it down for a while. Try and go a whole day without using your phone, or put it away at least a half an hour before you go to sleep, and see if you get a better night's sleep. Smartphones are devils in disguise. Take an interest in your well-being. Do yourself and society a favor.
All right, question for